Yeah. Hennessy.
This is the H&H Podcast. I'm your host, Scott, and I'm the co-host, Duke. And to my left here, I got my man, Neff. And to my right, I got my brother, Eno, in the building. Was really good. But hold up, though. You can't forget the cameraman. My man in the back, we got my man, Big Low. So,
In case you don't know.
Family. Yeah, man. And today we got a special guest, my man, Ulysses. He's a good friend of ours.
Very good friend.
Big facts. And we're gonna mix it up today. He gonna tell you a little bit of what he does and all that, and we're gonna talk to him a little bit. But then we gonna get into regular conversation, like normal shit, because that's the bro. We knew Ulysses. We was teenagers, way since we was young, bro. So
introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, man. Let people know what you do a little bit, bro.
Yeah, my name is Ulysses Salazar. I'm a security engineer for Campbell Soup. I consider myself a security researcher and also data analytics engineer.
Yeah, big time.
That's lit.
Out here in these streets, man.
Can you get into detail like what you do exactly for the company?
Yeah, so
we know
I came over I was working with General Electric back in 2013, and we did everything from forensics to investigations, insider trading. You can see some of the articles some of the work that our team did at General Electric from Schenectady, New York. That's a case that got leaked out a couple of years ago. I'll send you guys the link. You guys can read about it. And give you a little bit of the details that the company did and our team did as well. So, but basically, what I did when I started with General Electric, I was a security analyst. So we did everything from triage. Triage basically means that you do a analysis. You take the data from the network and you analyze it, make it readable. And a lot of the people from aviation, nuclear, oil and gas, power and water, transportation. So we analyze all of the data and make it readable, make detection out of it, do forensics out of it. All of that. If we need to contact the three-letter agency, which is the FBI and stuff like that, all of that was all involved. I got as far as like catching the Chinese back in 2014. That was a state sponsor actor from China. So basically what they're doing, they were going, I can't talk too much about it because, some privileged information, but that's, we detected basically the Chinese going into one of the plants at General Electric. So then I was at General Electric for, since 2013 to 2019, or no, 18. Yeah, 19, early March of 2019. Damn, that went so fast. So I was down in Richmond, so then I took the job up in Camden, New Jersey, world headquarters for Campbell Soup. The reason I took the job was because we wanted to build a program for Campbell Soup because they didn't have a program. So that what we're doing now is, we took on the challenge of building the program, anything from having having detections all the way to having the forensic capability, visibility into the network. And basically trying to catch the bad guys. So we become investigators. So yeah, all of that. So we work some very good, great cases where you get into the weeds of doing investigations at the granular level where you go into the actual PC. A lot of people think that you have a PC and you run the malware agent like McAfee or whatever, right? And you think you're good, but there's a lot of techniques that are really involved. They're really complicated. They're very complex. There's things like obfuscation, where basically it's very hard to decode. So you get a garbage data, and you got to be able to understand it and be able to decipher what that is. And then you pivot off the investigation, how it happened basically. So then basically from an investigation piece, you got to understand how it happened, when it happened, and what took place after that. So there's like a process on the system itself. You gotta actually tap into the system itself, pull it out, and do all the analysis on that. So it takes a skill.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Sounds like a lot of work, man. It sounds like your job is complicated, my brother.
You still got connection to the FBI? You might want to check Eno's computer.
Yeah.
Check Eno's computer real quick. I'm just saying.
My man going to
Bro, I
jail.
went to cut for computer, bro. I know how to hide my info. But
Yeah,
US. Talk about your schooling, how you took your to get there. I know you got your master's degree, correct?
Yeah, I got my master's. So I'll take it back. So I'll take it all the way back. I came here in the United States as an immigrant. Across the border and everything. It's crazy because I came here without no papers, no nothing. Me and my siblings who came over here. We crossed to Arizona, all that crap. I mean, going into Reading High. I didn't get serious with school until I was like in the 10th grade. And then all of my friends, I noticed that all of my peers were going to college and stuff like that. And I got accepted to a couple of colleges, like Williamsport. I got accepted to Pennsylvania, to Penn State a long time ago. And I was supposed to go to the school a long time ago, after I graduated college, but I couldn't do it because I didn't have papers,
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know what to do. So I ended up working at Taco Casa up in the Fairgrounds Square Mall a long time ago. And that's how I met Jay. Jay.
Yeah.
So, that's when me and Jay became really good friends and stuff like that. And then I took a job with KFC. So I was at KFC for a while, and everybody was graduating. Some people was going to the military. Other people were going to different places in college, and I was like, man, I don't know what the hell I could do. I could curse here? Yeah, I know what the fuck I was going to do. So
Wait a little bit. Pause. Let's back up a little bit. Can we curse? All right.
I know. Yes, I was going to do.
Damn. Like that.
Yeah, I figure, it's an honest conversation that way, right?
Right.
So then I after KFC, I took a job at Exxon. I was at Exxon, right? But I was using a fake social security number when I was working at Taco Casa.
That Mexican shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jeez,
that's
yeah.
that Mexican shit.
You say you still got to connect with the FBI?
As long as it wasn't mine, we good.
I don't know, but somebody was working.
I was getting paid. Somebody was working. Good question. You say you was working for KFC? Do you know their special ingredients in their chicken?
This nigga.
All right, I'm trying to figure this out. That's why the chicken knocking. That's what I know.
Typical.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Black man. Don't do that. So you don't know it then? Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. That's all. Yeah.
So then I was there. I was trying, trying to figure out what the hell I was going to do. So then after I left that, I took a job with Excite, and then I was pushing batteries. It was back breaking shit, and I wasn't back in my mind. I was saying, man, I could do better than that. I can't be doing this shit. Not because it's a hard collar, a hard blue collar job. It's just I never saw myself doing it. I always saw myself.
Your goal was different.
You know what I'm saying? So then after that, I was saying, man, all right, cool. So then I took a job with DECA. I took a job with DECA, and I was making decent money, but it was like, to me, it wasn't where I wanted to be. So I just, I was one day, I said, what, man, fuck it, I'm going to quit. But at that time, I already had my green card. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you was ready.
Yeah, at that time, I already had my green card. But prior to that, you're talking about my education. I had enrolled in RAC using a fake social security number.
That's crazy.
And then they never checked all that shit, but I took my chances because at that time I was like, man, I gotta do something. So I was working, and before that, I was working at Snapple's on it's over by where. The one on deck that you pass, it's called Sunsweet Growers.
Oh, yeah. Near Hamburg.
So, they make green juice and all that shit. So, and at that time I was going to RAC, I was taking like 3 classes and working like the graveyard shift, which is first shift. So I would get out of school at 4 or 5, and then I had to go to work. And then I didn't get out till like 5, 6 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And then I would have to do the whole shit over again. And then I ended up failing a lot of classes, because of that shit, because it's hard, And I didn't have a license. I had nothing. My mother was picking me up and shit like that, and it was tough. There was a lot of times where I was just broken. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I gotta do something with my life. So that's what I kept going no matter what. The hardest thing I had to do is when I got my green card and a real social security number. Actually, to this day, I have just to show you that I'm not bullshitting. I keep this thing that says I could have got a new one, but it says only valid for work only within authorization, INS authorization. And you could change it after you become a citizen, but I kept that as a reminder where I came from.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So I
That's
did
fucking
that.
legit, bro.
So
you might want to get that laminated though. Might want to laminate that, big brother.
That shit.
So then after that, man, it's just like I had I jumped from job to job, and then I think 2013 is when I really got my break. Like I had already graduated from Penn State. I had graduated from rap. I graduated from rap. You know what I mean? But I didn't graduate with like the best fucking grades. And that was because I was working. I was working, trying to fucking, I even cleaned bankruptcy. You know what I'm saying? I cleaned bankruptcy. I did all that shit because I was trying to pay credit card, with credit card and pay my schooling, and I couldn't get financial aid. And it's crazy.
You didn't get financial aid either.
Nah, none of that shit.
Oh man.
So that when I finally got my green card right away and a social security number, you could apply for credit cards.
Yeah.
And I had no financial background of what to do with all that shit or whatever, so I was like, fuck, it's free money. That kind of something else.
Right. Yeah. No, definitely. I'm still thinking like that now.
Yeah. So then after that, it was just it was tough. I graduated from RAC, and I went to Penn State. Again, I was taking 4 or 5 classes at Penn State, and then working, like jobs here and there, whatever. And then I was working at Tech. I was working in the IT department, but I was basically like doing the administrator's job. He wasn't doing shit. I was doing his job.
Right. Normal shit.
So late 2013, I asked the lady, actually not late, mid 2013, I asked the lady, because they were doing like some sort of layoffs or whatever, and then I was like, man, just lay me off. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my master's. So I got my master's, and I just started doing my own shit with hacking, understanding how all of that shit works, understanding, getting into that very detailed level and basically mapping out the path that I needed to take to get to a certain place. So 2013, actually, after we played you guys, we played you guys were undefeated.
Yeah.
So right after.
All right, we're not gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, basketball.
No, we went undefeated the whole season. They beat us in the championship.
I know. We'll pick that. We'll pick that up later. We're gonna have some.
Yeah.
We'll talk later about that. We'll talk about that later. I kicked your ass in basketball. I think.
No. We'll talk about that later.
We're getting weeks in a row.
We in the game right now. We'll talk about that later.
That was a hell of a night.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Why you start this, man? Nah,
I like how you try to throw that backhand shit up in there real quick. Wait.
Yeah, y'all went undefeated.
That was smooth.
Yeah, I was.
When you said it too, yeah, that's when I put y'all.
That was a year y'all was undefeated. We whooped our ass.
Niggas were like the Warriors back then.
Oh,
No, that's a fact, bro.
Yeah,
The monster.
Yeah, but who was he though in the Warriors?
I was the coach. I was Steve Kerr.
Oh, okay,
I was coaching at the time. Yeah, I was coaching.
Balls. That's green.
I was coaching.
Yeah, so then after we played these guys, I had already, I told my wife, shout out to my wife, by the way, she's the backbone.
Shout out to you.
Shout out.
I've done so.
appreciate the
holding me down from day one. So I left Partech, I got unemployed, so started working on my craft, and mapping out all that shit. And then after we played these guys, I was like, I got the offer with General Electric as a contractor. So right after we played these guys, the next day I had to be down in Richmond.
Oh damn!
So it was like boom, 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 boom.
So you whooped our ass and then went to Virginia the next day. That's crazy.
Bossed up.
With the trophy, put the trophy in the passenger side. Talking about baby, you're right in the back.
So when you kicked the ass, was that like motivation for you to just go?
All right, you gotta relax.
All right, my boy, you bugging.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that though. We on this path though. That's bro.
So then I
feel like I'm listening to a movie.
Contractor. So then that shit there was like, I'm taking a chance. I told my wife, I was like, I gotta take a chance. Whether if I leave and come back doesn't matter. You just gotta wait till the 4 or 5 months right out, see if I can get hired. But I really, I was staying at a hotel down in Virginia. So whatever I got paid at that time, I had to go pay the hotel, because that's just not cheap. So I was staying at extended stay, then I had to help my wife at home and shit like that. And we had a kid on the way, my son.
Yeah, I
was like, I
remember
gotta
all
make
of
this shit
that.
work. I had to make it work. So then, the 2013 on December 1st, I ended up getting hired, and from there everything just took flight. Everything from there just, never seen my shit, but I got to see, I've been halfway around the world.
Yeah, man.
I'll tell you a quick story.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of fucking awesome places, but I was in Dubai.
Yeah, I
was
seen that.
in Dubai.
That tell you my man pockets is heavy.
Oh, no. Next time you go to Dubai, just hit me up on Facebook.
I don't mean to cut you off though, yours, but not for a quick. This is not the flex or anything. This just shows how hard work. But my man at one point was, I think you built your house down in Virginia, right? From scratch. I'm talking about like literally paid.
That started from the bottom
ground
up.
up.
Yeah, so basically built the
And I'm
land and
talking
built the
about,
house.
And he had, I think you had a crib in here in Reading too, right?
Yeah,
Where you were staying.
Yeah.
So I'm just letting you know that's crazy.
That's what happens when you bust your
inspiration,
fucking ass,
That's
bro.
inspiration, bro.
For real.
So then what happened then? When I was in Dubai, man, that shit all set in. Like I was a stay at the Jeremiah Palm. I don't know if you know what the Jeremiah Palm is.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It
man.
is the man-made land.
Yeah. On the island, yeah.
So when I landed and I stayed there, and that's the Persian Gulf, and I was staring directly into Iran. And that's when everything just fucking set in, like all the hard work, all the fucking motivation, all the failures, and all that.
Bro,
shit.
that's
I
so
was like,
emotional,
I was
man.
like, I can't believe I'm here.
Yeah, I'm
Start from the bottom up. That shit is so fucking
So,
emotional,
and
bro.
I even got a lot of people like that are friends in my Instagram that are that follow me for whatever reason, but are like always like naysayers.
Right.
When I was in Greece, they were like, "Oh, you should be a little bit more humble." But I never actually responded to that.
Fuck a humble. When you started from where you came from, fuck a humble. From a nobody to somebody.
But those are the people that don't know you personally.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. No, that's a whole.
So they're looking for
people that don't know his story.
They're looking from the outside.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Yeah, they don't know. If you don't know the
we know
story,
for example back
you
then. Yeah.
quick to assume.
I could honestly sit here and tell you, you know how people are dying to come over here to the US? He made that shit happen. It's basically like you come to live the dream. He's living proof,
yeah.
like basically.
My bro living that shit.
So then I was there and I picked up 2 shells. That was a special moment for me because I picked up a baby shell for my son to bring it back, and also picked up another shell for my daughter because at that moment when I arrived in Dubai, my wife called me and said, "Hey, we're expecting."
Oh.
So and all that shit just kind of like set in, and I don't know if it's hard for me to explain that, but it's just basically just everything that all my
that emotion is
claiming
different.
bankruptcy, I having nothing to eat, fucking just busting my ass at school, and cry. I cried a lot, man. It takes some balls,
Bro, that's
But
emotion,
man,
bro. That's pure.
Yeah.
That shit is pure.
Sometimes you gotta cry.
You know what I'm saying?
To focus, you gotta cry. You gotta let some of that steam and shit out for you to get your head right. If you try to hold everything in, forget it. I cried a couple of times. I see this guy cry too. Don't let it rock you. I see that nigga cry about a lot of things.
So that set in, and then when I went to India, I had the option to either go to Sri Lanka, but then I ended up going. I wanted to see one of the 7 wonders in the world, so I went and saw the Taj Mahal.
Yeah.
And I fucking touched the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, that shit's true, Marvin.
I purposely took a picture. I don't know if you can see it there. Like I'm going like this.
Yeah.
In front of the Taj Mahal.
Yep.
Fucking Princess Diana stood there. Some presidents have stood there. Bill Clinton, fucking the Queen of England has stood there. And it was just like all of that shit. It's like, all of the sacrifice that I made,
It's paying off.
it's paid off. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
now that I took the job with Campbell's and all that,
That shit
shit,
hit
dude, it's crazy because I went from not having shit and being on debt, crying, all of my failures and all that shit, to now just basically, and not to brag or anything, just having a $400,000 home, having a nice, family. My wife don't have to work. My kids
You're living the life,
all
bro.
of the fucking bills are paid. But that's just I had to pull the sacrifice in first, and I even down that now, like my, it just hasn't sunk in yet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, man. I've been following your story on Instagram for a while. Even on Facebook, I've been following you as in like. I remember the one time last year, I think you mentioned about building a home. I was like, yo, that's dope, bro. Like, like I say, and I'm inspired, literally. Like
for real, that shit touches you in a different way.
I don't know.
Like,
I known him.
You have no excuse.
I known US probably longer than you, Scott.
Yeah, not for sure.
I
met him through you.
You're
Mexican, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I met him through you. When we was probably teenagers, I met him through you.
No, I met him when I was 13 years old. Like 13, 12 years old.
I met him at like 16 years old.
Like, which is probably gonna bring us into this in our next transition into our next conversation through the Mexican League.
Yeah, basketball.
I used to play with my dad. Had this team. You how old are you? Like you're a couple years older than me, right? Like yeah, so you probably like 5 years old.
You young,
I know when they were like he was younger than 13.
Yeah, probably like 12 or 10 probably. We were pushing even 10 probably.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, nigga, I met him through you. Obviously, you knew him longer than me.
What I'm trying to say is, like, I knew him for a while, and my dad used to take me up to City Park. Mexican League was still running up in there. Like, used to run these games, and he was on my dad's team. Like, but he was that young kid, like on the block. Like, he been like balling. You feel me? He's that. You know, the young boy that had that spark.
Basically, ready. Yeah, give you game.
Nah, what he trying to say is that spark, that young.
You taught him how to play ball. That's what you trying to say.
He had that young mentality. You feel me? That
he was hungry.
You trying to do little crossovers.
Like, just knowing him from a basketball standpoint, I could tell how his like you could see the success. Like that boy, a hard worker. Like he's never gonna give up. He's not gonna quit.
That's all.
And him telling his story through life, it's the same thing as in basketball, bro. Like I met him through that. Probably about 16, 17 years old. I met him, so I knew him for a solid 15 years.
Yeah.
So my thing, like me seeing that, you could tell, like my boy was gonna win regardless. Regardless.
It's an inspiration, to be honest with you. Just hearing the story of now and I've been watching it, it's just.
I got a question. So you got a $400,000 house? You got an extra number? Because you don't need somewhere to go.
I got a basement, bro.
You know,
I got a question. Is it finished?
Oh, Scott, you about to move in? Everybody moving in.
You was about to adopt me, nigga.
It's finished. You just gotta move and put in the couches and shit.
I got a couple of questions. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Do you still have the house done in Richmond, Virginia?
Nah, I sold that. So when I took the job with Campbell Soup, they basically flipped the house for me, and whatever I made off the house, I rolled it over into the new house.
So you bought the land, right?
No, it's just the reason I got the house. So what happens is when you get a headhunter. So I got headhunted by somebody from Campbell Soup. Mm-hmm. So what happens is then you go through the negotiation process. So then they assign a person to you to help you with the movement. So basically at that time I was like kind of hands off. All they were doing just basically giving me the details of the house or whatever, what I was going to get for the house and stuff like that. So then whatever money, it's smart. I mean, you can keep the money if you want, but it's stupid, right? Because then what you're going to do is then how you going to put a down payment for the newer house. So what I did, I was like, all right, cool. At that time, I still didn't have enough money to dump into the newer house. You know what I'm saying? So then I took the money, just dumped it into the newer house. So basically that took down a chunk of the payment of the house. So yeah. So it's not, the house is in Lansdale. I got a model home. So everything that I had at the old house, I had to sell because everything that's in the new house, and you can see it on my stories, everything was already there. So we got the model home.
Because I know, like, it's cheaper to basically build your own house than basically buy one.
In certain aspects.
In hindsight,
You're gonna spend more money basically buying the land than building the house. You gotta deal with the state and everything.
Well, my man told you his pockets ain't empty, cuz.
So then what happened is we just got the model home. The model home had everything in it. All I had to do is just basically did modifications of my son's room. Other than that, everything was in the freaking garage. I had to get rid of all that shit.
I have another question since, like, I studied computers too. Do you have your 3 certifications?
I don't have certifications. I
Still giving interviews and shit.
I have an associate's in networking, I have a master's in integration systems, and I have a master's in homeland security cyber forensics. So what happens is you could have a certificate, right? But
bro.
a lot of the times it's just what you know.
my life ain't
Like
shit.
I've hired people that don't have the certificates and know their shit. And I've never hired people that have certificates, and because a lot of the times what happens when they have certificates, they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
just push the certificate out just to say they have it.
Because for people who do not know, the 3 major certifications are the CompTIA. That's like the first level certification. That means that you know all the basics. Then you have the Cisco. That's for the networking. And then you have the Microsoft. Like he said, depends on the field of computer job that you're gonna do. You basically gotta have like one of these 2 certifications. Depends on the company.
But like you said, nigga, with the certifications, they don't mean shit.
So
That's facts.
Yeah.
A piece of paper don't mean nothing.
They're trash. So if you want to get into the field that I'm in, you got to know that the skill. It's a trade. Right? Like I don't have a business, but I consider myself kind of like a business because the companies require the skill that I have.
Mm-hmm.
They got to come get my skill. So I say, I'm gonna demand X amount of money. You could have the company running, but I'm the service you need. You know what I'm saying? So that's different. So the certifications you're talking about, they're old as shit.
Yeah.
So you're now you're looking more into more
The experience.
Experience and people that
know
know
what
how
the
to
fuck
do,
they're doing.
know what the hell they're doing. More forensic certification. A SANS is called SANS certification. I mean, dude, through all of that shit, man, it's if you get certifications from SANS or had a certification in investigations from either one of those companies like SANS or can't remember the other one top of my head, but SANS itself is just like a big place where a lot of the security engineers and researchers go to get their stuff, and then they teach and they present.
To add to that, my bad. To add to that, I think that's a major key though, because I think the certifications, I think that's just a piece of paper.
Yeah,
I feel like you got to know the trait.
That's just to show that you went through it.
You got to have the experience to have, because there's a lot of people out here that are skilled and don't have the certification, but they know more than what the person knows is just certified on the paper.
If you're in government, you need some certification because it's government.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I've interviewed people at General Electric. Actually, the one person who we interviewed at General Electric, he's a manager now over there. And this guy did nothing but online training and had no fucking real. He's not.
But he knew what the fuck he was doing.
Accredited
School.
Mm-hmm. And now he's a manager. You know. So and then
he knew what he was doing, but he had no certification from it.
I had over fluff freaking resumes with all the certifications. I had a guy sweating on the interview because I said, okay, tell me what this is, and break it down, and show me what this is. Tell me what happened here. And he fucking wasn't able to tell me. I was like, yeah, but in your resume it says that you could do this. And he's like, I only did it once. I had to get him the fuck out the door.
Close the door on the way out. Thank you.
The door.
So what's next?
I don't know, man. I want to become I don't want to become a manager, but I just want to become like a principal engineer, which is just basically telling people, giving people like the company's recommendations on what's trending, what's happening, how do we secure it, stuff like that.
That's what's up.
You know.
That's crazy. So let's talk a little bit about the reason why you're on the show. Period. So so before the podcast started, we did have a couple of people here. I'll let you explain it. You hit us up for to get my gift card. So I'll let you explain it a little bit. Talk about what happened today.
With the gift card?
Yeah.
So
the reason why everything, why you felt like you had to do that.
So the reason I thought I wanted to do that, and I was going to do it regardless, right? But I figured it's weird as shit that happened because he ended up reaching out to me, and I was like, sure, why not? Because I was going to do it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel now that that coming from where I come from, and now that I have the ability to give back, you know what I'm saying? I always felt good giving back, and I think now that I have extra to give, why not?
Yeah.
Right. Like when I was telling him when I got here and we started the podcast, I bought a kid some kid sneakers because he played basketball with us for like X amount of seasons and he wore these fucked up sneakers. And he just graduated high school and I know that he's working but he's also actually helping his mother. So I was like, he probably doesn't have the money, to buy himself sneakers. And he can tell us everything because it's just like broken the fuck down. So I was like, yo, let me buy you a pair of sneakers. Like I reached out to him. And he kind of like was a little shy, but I was like, don't worry about it. You need to say thank you. So just here. And that's something that I've done since I was at General Electric. Like every time they did volunteering, I always did that because and participated in stuff like that because I could relate to them coming from that place. A lot of people that had everything and see for themselves as a freaking bum when they get a job, but you never understand where they're coming from, circumstances and whatnot.
Exactly.
Every story is different, so a lot of people don't understand that. You have to come from a certain place to understand it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm able to relate. And then a few years ago too, I just grabbed a few turkeys and and donated. Because it feels good giving back. I never asked for anything back.
Yeah.
It's just and now that I have enough to give back, I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
Especially with everything that's going on, I'm like, just try to find. He asked me. He said, "Do you want to put your name on?" I said, "No, man. Just on behalf of the podcast."
Yeah, I was a little confused on that. So
that is like
because I don't want to get the recognition.
Yeah, right. the reason why I'm
Tax
so
break.
confused because it's 2020, so everybody knows like people that do stuff always want to be out there. You know, they always want to be in the front of whatever they're doing, their brand, their name, whatever. So the fact that you say you want nothing to do with it, like yo, this is on the podcast. I just want to be behind the scenes. Is where I was like, okay, you got to be a different type of dude for you to be like, I don't even care. Like I'm doing it from my heart. I don't throw my name on the flyer. Don't do none of that. And I was just like, oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's commendable, bro.
Yeah, the end of the day is, it feels good because it feels like you accomplished something.
Mm-hmm.
And it just feels good.
Yeah.
I can't really explain it.
It's a different feeling. And for those who don't know what he's talking about, what we did today was we gave 5 families $100 gift card to either Redner's or Giant for them to buy food for the families. It's a tough time right now, especially with COVID. And even without COVID, it's just hard for everyone now. So people losing jobs and all that thing. So we did go ahead and we put $100 gift cards to 5 different families to feed them. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna feed them forever, but it's a start to a better look. You know what I mean? In the future. So we did go ahead and do that. So you know what I mean? I just want to give everybody a round of applause for doing that today. You know what I mean? Keeping it 100.
Get that shit up, man. What's up?
Real shit, man.
You know what I mean? So if anybody making like cornbread or something like that,
Blessings to all them families, bro.
For the people that are too shy or too like prideful to sit here and like comment down or hit us in the inbox, please, man, we're doing this just to see. Put that pride aside away. You feel me? Like we're trying to hand people out. Like it's not no sit here to brag or nothing. Just come on, man. You got you people want to do better. You feel me? Like. We're gonna do these giveaways.
We're trying to do better ourselves.
So we need the subscribes. We need kind of like y'all to put y'all input in.
Closed mouths don't get fed, man.
It's a couple clicks away. Just subscribe, and I'm telling you, we could give more giveaways out. I promise you. Like,
don't be ashamed to go in there, man.
And I don't know whether you want to be a part or not, but we plan on doing something like a food drive for Thanksgiving. More towards Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We're gonna do like a food drive or something.
It's a can drive.
Yeah, more like a canned foods and all that. Yeah. So, I mean, even if you need that, let us know, man. We out here.
We're not asking you to bring us like an entire box. 2 or 3 cans per person is good enough. Like whatever you have, whatever you can afford, whatever you have in your cabinets that you're not using, that's not expired. I'm trying to get people sick out.
At the end of the day, we're just trying to help, bro. Like we're just trying to give back. We're just trying to show the true meaning of giving back. Yeah. Thanksgiving is giving. So therefore we want to show the true meaning of giving back. We want to show it's from our hearts. It's not nothing else. It's not for the clout. It's not we're not about that.
Yeah.
It's not a scam either. Just
exactly.
If you feel like you need something, just speak
like we literally just gave away $500 between 6 people.
Before this video is out, you're gonna see the winners up. We're gonna be posting them anyway, just to show you that you can even talk to them yourselves. It's real legit.
Yeah,
man.
it's
no scam.
It was nothing like that, bro. Like we're doing it out the kindness of our own hearts, bro. Like,
yeah, man. So
and we're not above nobody. The whole point of this is it's a lot of people that's doing worse than what you're doing. Exactly. You know what I mean? So every time you're in a bad state, there's somebody worth 100 more people that's doing way worse than you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So no, it doesn't take a lot for you to give back. Any little thing matters. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of people for Thanksgiving, it's gonna be a lot of people that don't have family. It's a lot of people that's don't know where they're gonna eat at or how they're gonna eat. You know what I mean? So any little thing matters. So yeah, we doing this just to support our city, support where we come from. You know what I mean? So we can't walk the streets and think we're okay if we're not. You know, you're like my mom would say, you're nobody if you're not trying to help others.
That's a whole.
You know what I mean? So whatever position you in, you can always help somebody. So do it. You know what I mean?
If we could sit here with a bottle of Henny on the table, why can't we put that same money in to give to a family that needs it, bro?
But the hardest part is for people to acknowledge that and for people to step up,
accept it.
You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna keep it 100. I go on my Facebook and it's 20, 30 people that sit there and say, hey, you know what I mean? Who's selling food stamps? Who's doing that? Who's doing that? But then somebody post, hey, look, I'm giving nobody $100 gift cards to 5 families. You know, all you have to do is comment your name, and you don't get a lot. Why? Because people are scared to step up. Like, we don't nobody judge nobody. You know what I mean? You get judged worse for posting, who got food stamps. You get judged more than that than just commenting your name below, and you know what I mean? Like, entering the win. It's that
easily
easy.
$100.
Yeah,
like
that easy.
Even a DM.
Exactly.
We just fed 5 families just now. None of them were embarrassed. Everybody came. Everybody took it. You know what I mean, half of them probably start cooking that right now. By the way, y'all got the numbers though, because
But yeah,
I'm trying to. My nigga do trying to eat. Like yo, you remember that 5 that we gave you? You remember that 5?
It's mac and cheese, yo.
But yeah,
Yeah, everybody step up, man.
and they all started off with an idea from my brother,
Facts.
and we decided to contribute ourselves. Like, bro, like there's nothing better than that, bro. Like giving back makes you feel good.
Yes.
It makes you feel good. Like there's no better feeling than that. Making somebody else happy, making somebody else's day.
Facts.
There's no better feeling, bro.
Scott, let me hold like 50 though.
Huh?
Let me hold like 50. All that talk was for nothing, bro. All that talk was for nothing, bro. I got 5 kids. Like, yeah, give it out. Scott, let me hold 50.
Yo, word. That nigga got one. Yo, word.
I would guess it makes $250,000 a year. So what's up, brother?
I was $10. Yeah, I'm working on your guest room. Don't worry, I'm working on your guest room.
We need an investment for this podcast, my brother.
Yo, you know the 3-letter
You see the floors?
about?
We trying to fix these floors, you?
You want to mess with that real quick?
Okay, bro. We trying to fix the floors, my brother.
I'm not saying nothing because he got connections with everybody. Oh, you going down?
I'm gonna take the whole podcast.
Oh, no, we know.
You we scanned it.
What podcast?
What podcast?
Welcome to the Ray and Lonesome podcast. What you talking about? Well, you taking all y'all 3.
I'm good, brother. I'm great out here.
Oh, you coming?
I'm good.
You don't say nothing.
I can't say if I'm good or not. Just gonna be quiet here.
You're Haitian, bro. You're not good.
I'm nowhere near good.
All right, yo. So let's go back to reality. I have a couple of topics.
Yeah,
I want
we
to
can
ask
find your role.
our special guest. Quick question.
Quick.
Are you voting yes or not?
Oh shit, we don't
No.
get into politics,
Yes or no?
man.
Yes.
We don't even get into politics,
I'll
man.
tell you exactly why. I don't care if I vote red or blue. I'm not judgmental and shit like that. If it makes sense, what benefits the people overall, then I'll vote either party, right? But right now, man, it's a difficult time, and I think voting for just to vote, it doesn't make any sense in my opinion.
Exactly.
If I, vote for, I could vote for either or, right? If it makes perfect sense for the people. I never was one to say, yo, I'm gonna vote for this person because that's where everybody's shifting. I'm not a trendy person. I use logic. You know what I'm saying? Like logic, say, okay, long term, how's it gonna fit us for the long term? You can't think from now. Because I just noticed that a lot of people are just trendy. They just follow everybody else. If a celebrity says, oh, fuck this person, we gotta follow this person because X, Y, and Z. And then a lot of people don't know the inside knowledge of the reason and purpose, why we're doing it. So the reason I'm not voting right now is just, it doesn't, I don't think the guy is really capable.
Either or. Red or blue, none of them. None of them.
And yes, people say, well, you should still vote. Why?
They both trash though.
It's just like if I say, well, if I vote just to vote, then I'm just hurting people the long run. Because they always publish like, yeah, we're going to change healthcare, and healthcare's still the same shit.
Now that you said that kind of changes my views on everything. Like, I'm registered, and I was planning on voting, but now that you say that, it's like.
You think about how.
I probably wake up late anyway. I probably wake up late like, God damn it. That third shift was on Facebook like, yeah, I just went to vote. Lying my ass off.
Just, taxes still the same. The rich are getting richer. Think about this shit. Just think about this for a second, right? Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, Bill Gates, Mackenzie Bezos, right? Which is the ex-wife of Jeff. They're like philanthropists, a philanthropist.
Yeah.
Right? So they're like, we're gonna contribute money to this research, to these third world countries. They've been doing this shit all along, man. But these are like Africa. It's not even fucking
Move away from the mic.
So it's not. They're not. If they're dumping all this money to these countries, how come they're not ahead? Where's the money going to? Now think about it.
That is a fact.
So they say, okay, if you want to really contribute, then contribute to the local economy. Contribute to the local high school. Go build, build out the gym. Get rid of the old technology. Put in new technology. Help the teachers out, right? Dump some of the money in where it's going to be more effective long term. You got to think long term. You can't think of the moment because the moment will kill you. So, and then you say, okay, well, if you really want to be a philanthropist and you want your people to get ahead, why don't you get rid of some of the student loans? If you look at statistically, a lot of the American students, they go into college, they leave with debt.
Yeah, definitely.
They live with with minimum
They never get out of it.
$50,000 debt, right? And a lot of them, you know, they have no guidance. I was one of those people. I'll tell you that from personal experience, where I was going to school, but I wasn't aware of the other opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So then they don't do that a lot. They don't teach the student about financials. You know, if you do this, this could happen, or take this route, or so on and so forth. But if they really want to help the economy, get rid of some of the debt, help some of the students, help some of the schools, get new technology, pay the teachers, build a new curriculum, teach them things that are really instrumental for them to succeed in long term.
Instead of world history.
Yes.
Oh, world history, you doing shit. Okay, about the
Fuck,
past.
fucking social studies and
Jumping off that US, it's not gonna happen. Well, they basically built this country like they already built it into a system that this is a system that's gonna last forever. Because the student loans, hell will freeze over first before United States take off the student debt.
See, I just feel
Straight
like that's
up.
the wrong way of thinking, though. I just feel like it's the wrong way of thinking.
No, but
Like,
that's
if you
how,
think that things are never gonna change, you never.
no,
gonna
I'm
try.
saying like America's not a country. The United States is not a country.
I don't.
It's a corporation. Dead ass. It's a corporation.
Yeah.
They only care about making money. Don't care about the people. If all these like major CEOs, billionaires will help out America, dude, we basically what, last in education in the world? And we are the biggest nation
So you don't
on the
think
planet Earth.
You would never think it's gonna change. They say we never gonna have a black president. That happened. I mean, you can't just think like that. Like things will never change. You never know. The whole point is to try.
Bro, like
Try. You know what I mean? Even if you think it's never gonna change, try.
how
The
America
more
is
people
going,
try, the more things happen.
how America is going, bro.
Yeah, so some of the issue is too that, you know, they think about how much money they tax people, right? And every other
Well,
year.
taxes
every
is
20
crazy.
years, you know, you get
Taxes
taxed.
is wild.
You know, and we're still in the deficit. We're still in the deficit. We're still like.
Real China.
We still owe money for
Yo.
some reason.
Oh yeah. Oh,
How many
yeah.
times have y'all heard that
They
from me
take an X amount of money from the
about
paycheck.
taxes
So
and
is there-
everything, and we're still in debt? I'm sorry, guys. I
Oh,
don't
no,
want
that's
to cut you off.
facts. That's
No, but
facts.
I was just like I was looking at Lo and telling him. I think I've said I sound like a broken record saying I don't believe in national debt because of all the taxes they charge us. Like you gotta think about it. All right,
Yep.
how many $1 billion
Exactly.
lottery winners have we
Bro,
got? And they
We
and they
have been
tax
talking about
60%.
this for years, my brother.
Where does that go?
We have literally been talking about this for years.
It goes in their
That's a
pockets.
fact.
That's where it goes.
In their pockets, bro.
Money goes in their pockets. That's where they keep getting richer.
Pay attention to Africa, right? Africa, I don't know a lot of people know where, you know, South Africa is predominantly white.
Yeah, because the Europeans.
Africa is actually, you know, they have one of the biggest natural resources in the world, just diamonds.
It's
Right?
crazy.
They have gold. They have a lot of good stuff
That's
over there
the
that's coming
difference
out of
maker.
there, and then a lot of these philanthropists throw money in there that they're not. It's going into the wrong pockets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you pay more attention to what's actually going on in Africa, it's because we work. I know this information because we work with some of the intelligent people. The Chinese are buying, are helping Africa build some of the infrastructure, but they know that they can't pay it back. So then immediately they become owners of that part. Well, you know, let's just say, for example, they go into the Congo and say, we're going to build a transportation infrastructure. We're going to build towers for communication, you know, water facility, you know, water and different facilities, build jobs, but then you have to pay us back. But
So
if
we
you can't
own
pay
you.
us, it's ours.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So if you think about how they build in these man-made lines, so as soon as you reach the border, you add another 100,000 miles into that. That's still part of China. So that's the reason why they're building man-made lines here. So that extend their shoreline. So then their shoreline begins here. And now they get to extend another 100,000 miles into that. So that's the reason if you start looking at some of the reports that are going out, and the United States is flying over these man-made lines, it's just to basically they do a reconnaissance stage where they start seeing like, yo, all these man-made lines are just popping up left and right in the Pacific, and now they're building a footprint in Africa, right? But it's all strategic because if now they have a presence in Africa where they could bring military personnel. Now they could do more technology, have more resources, and use it as espionage. And they're basically the Chinese government is built around espionage. That's why you see a lot of bootleg shit coming out of China.
I ain't mad at them either, though. You know what I mean? Black people ain't mad at
Bro,
Chinese. Black people ain't mad at no Chinese.
Why Africa,
Them J's, my brother.
what Africa is doing, bro? They basically taking Africa little by little.
Yeah. So long story short is going back to the tax system. It's like this is a great country to make money. Get the fuck out. So after by the time I hit 55, mark my word. By the time I hit 55, I'm gonna have a house in the Caribbean. I'm gonna fucking retire there. Because if you have a house here, you own the house but don't own the land.
Yeah.
We're gonna have 5 special guests at your house.
Yo, like,
Right over
next
there.
podcast.
I was talking to these guys about that. I said, in America, you don't own shit. Mortgage is still the rent.
Yeah.
The house might be yours.
No, the tax.
No, like it's an illusion that the house is yours. But
You good,
sorry
bro?
about that. But the land that you're sitting on,
It's not yours.
That's why you still pay property tax.
Yeah.
property tax is the rent. You still pay rent no matter what.
You might not pay every month, but you're still paying 6 months,
Yeah.
4 months out of the year, like every 3 months, whatever. Like, but you're still paying the same shit. It's the
That's
same
crazy,
shit.
right? You
That's
sit
still
there,
rent.
you pay the entire house off. To the
You're
house
just
is
not
yours.
paying every
But
month.
now you got to pay for the land. That's
Exactly.
that's
Rent.
it on. That's crazy.
You still paying rent no matter what.
Yeah, so that's why, man. By the time I'm 55, I'm gonna, my kids will be well off or whatever, right?
Mhm.
I'm getting the fuck out of here because,
We're there.
But you keep saying like, and I'm not trying to disrespect, but you keep saying you and your kids, but you forgetting us 5. I feel like, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like,
coming with you.
You know what I mean? I don't really know you like that, but I feel disrespected because I don't hear us 5 coming with you.
When you go, let us know.
You said you knew Low from like 9
yeah, like, how you
that's
know
kind of your son too.
I got to use since I was like 15, 16.
And you know me for the same thing, bro. You know me for it's like 2.5 hours.
You're not no older than me, so at the same time, you know us at the same age.
So what we gonna do? Yeah, after what
I
happened
feel like
to
that's on every basketball court in the city.
you can leave Eno though. If you want to leave Eno, you don't gotta take that, bro.
I'm like, at least 4 of us is going, nigga. Wherever you
I
go,
a good 4 of us is guaranteed.
I live in the Caribbean.
where you plan on going? Virgin Islands?
honestly, of all the places that I've been,
Dubai?
now
St. Bernice?
Dubai makes you feel poor, man.
Yeah, there's some rich people out there.
Facts, bro.
Shit out there.
That shit is
But
different.
Nah, I think out of all the places I visited, there's 2 places that I like to probably just kick back, and this is because of the way that I am. Either Serbia, where it's just like you dress the fuck down and walk around. You never have to dress up.
Mhm.
It's really chill, and or the Dominican Republic.
Hey,
If you go to Jamaican Republic, I'm down.
Look, either one of them, we in there. We follow them.
All right.
Freaking Mary got a house down in DR. Right now?
Did I tell you? Did I tell you we've been looking for a 6th member on this podcast?
No, I thought you were still
It's just a fit.
I thought you were still in the 5.
Oh, all right. So Evo, you know,
They
bro.
gave you the freaking
Listen, man.
training day?
No disrespect, my brother, but
You got to go.
we trying to leave.
Why was it? Let's go to the positive side.
make it sexy.
Who's going to win the finals? And how many games? And who you going for?
I was pulling for the Heat because
They're a good team.
LeBron James are
Here we
ultimately gonna get the sweep.
Sweet.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too, though.
I feel the same way, but I think if Bam comes back tomorrow, I think they extend it to 5. Honestly.
I mean, realistically, I like the old era. I'm an old school dude. The
Yeah.
floppy
Oh,
shit
here we
kills
go.
me, man.
Here
Oh my God! Yeah, I think that's the reason you're not a LeBron
Can I get a
fan.
pen?
Huh?
Can I get a pen for that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's the reason you're not a LeBron fan.
Is the floppy shit? He's the
It's
horse.
different.
The fucking guy.
This shit is different.
Right?
My man 6'8", 265, nigga. 6'8", 265, and runs like a gazelle, and you're out here.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, nah, bro.
It kills me because he screams and then he complains to the fucking.
Somebody
ref.
flicked him in his nose. That nigga said, oh.
If you 6'5", 250 pounds, imagine like you playing football. Are you gonna cry on every single play?
Yeah.
Like you should not complain in basketball.
That's true, man. But it's just.
You're getting paid almost $100 million a year over, and you complain about, oh my God, he hit me in the arm, he hit me in the face. Man the fuck up and fucking ball,
I
bro.
blame the refs.
Look, man.
You see that? I would have been like, brother, bye. That's ass down, bro.
Especially when I said that was better, man.
Man, bro.
It's one-sided though. Nah,
I agree though with all the injuries. I think it's a sweep. But hold on, even a bigger debate: who's MVP?
I think AD.
Yo,
Thank you.
They're saying AD and LeBron is a bigger
There's a bigger debate than the finals. Actually, the finals, nigga. To me, I think you give it to Bron. Bron's average is damn near triple double. AD's giving you. He's giving you 30 and 11, 30 and 12. But Bron's giving you triple double.
Is there a reason, game one, is there a reason why he had to stay the last 5 minutes when they're blowing him the fuck out? He was getting garbage points.
I get it.
LeBron.
But AD was in the game too.
Yeah.
AD getting 10 more points or LeBron getting 5 more assists. That means give or take. I think that is actually a bigger debate than the actual finals because the finals are wrapped. We could all agree on that. It's
You're
over.
talking about the MVP?
Yeah. I think that's a bigger debate than the actual finals.
I think the MVP should be based on impact.
But I think LeBron gives a bigger impact
No.
because LeBron does literally everything.
Who made the bigger impact?
AD. LeBron.
I don't watch them.
AD. LeBron hit the bigger buckets. LeBron got the bigger assists. Yes.
Scott, we watched the game, bro. AD was putting in more work.
No.
Dude, nobody could have got.
Nah.
Who put AD there?
I like where this is going.
Exactly. Who put AD in the place to succeed?
If you look at it that way, then Rondo had a bigger contribution.
And I'm gonna let y'all know for now, I'm probably the biggest LeBron hater out here.
Rondo, I would agree
I don't fuck with Bron.
I would agree that Rondo's the playoff.
You don't
MVP,
fuck with
though.
Bron, you said?
Like the entire playoff.
Rondo is different.
I'm talking
Playoff Rondo is different.
I'm gonna piggyback his whole impact situation. Name me a point guard in this whole playoff that facilitated better than Rondo, has played the passing lanes better than Rondo, that has defended better than Rondo,
Nobody.
that has he's just been a floor general.
There's not a point last series.
Well, except for Chris Paul.
Last series alone,
I got one.
Except for
when he ripped Murray and them like 3 plays in a row. No old as shit. Nigga.
Put respect on my name, man. Nah, I'm on. You got it, man.
I'll never forget. I think it was against the Nuggets. And the Nuggets, the Nuggets were the comeback kids. You know, they were down whatever, and they would come back. Rondo checked in. I swear to God, it was like a 3-minute sequence. He checked in,
Bruh.
and I'm like I
five
was
steals
watching the
in a
game with
row.
my girl, and I was like, "Yo, check this out real quick. Watch what's about to happen." He got 3 steals, 9 points, and like 4 assists in a 3-minute span. And I'm like, "Yo, that's what they need right
That's what I'm
there."
saying. That's the impact.
Yeah.
I think it should be based on impact. If you have that level of impact, my G, it changes the whole dynamic of the game.
But what's a bigger impact? Somebody that does a little bit of everything, or somebody who's outscoring you?
Yeah, but if you think about it, he paved the way for that to happen. When was the last time you seen LeBron make against when AD hit the clutch?
The game winner against Denver. Yeah.
Why didn't LeBron take the shot?
Because he makes a right basketball play. So he set AD up. I don't think he's afraid. He makes the right basketball play. Whether you scrutinize him or not, he's going to make the right play. AD's more open than him.
And that's the difference between Jordan and LeBron.
Well, that's why I always say
You know what I'm saying?
LeBron is the most skilled player to ever touch a basketball. But MJ is the best player to ever touch a basketball.
Offensive.
That's the difference. That's the difference. That's the difference between the
You
two.
think that LeBron got the killer mentality? Thank you.
In the sense of making the right play, yes.
Did MJ have the killer mentality?
Yes.
Yes.
As in Magic Johnson, though.
As of what?
Did Magic Johnson have the killer mentality?
Yes.
Then LeBron has it.
But the difference.
We're talking about the same
Exactly.
player.
He's going to make the right play.
We're talking about the same player.
But
Exactly.
Johnson was more rugged though.
Oh, absolutely. But that's because of the time. I feel
I played with him.
I could be wrong.
Oh,
Listen, I could be young. I could be
The
wrong
era
because
was
I'm younger and stuff. I feel like I completely agree with what you guys are saying. 6'8", 6'9", 2 whatever, and you're flopping. But we put LeBron in the 90s, he's not flopping.
No.
He understands the
agree.
league that he's playing in.
But then,
I agree with you.
That's why I say I blame it on the refs. Because they're allowed to.
He got to deal with Lambert, and if you put him in the Johnson category now, then he's a fucking Isaiah Thomas.
But he
Yeah.
won three
Yeah.
tips, though. On his way to his 4th. You can't put him in the same category as
I
Isaiah.
see a lot of people on ESPN, right? They be like, oh well, LeBron, everything with LeBron James, right? But it's he's able to do X, Y, and Z because these 2 players paved the way for that to happen.
All right, I was like that.
Every 30 minutes.
There you go.
Good.
But
But yeah, I agree with that. 100%,
100.
bro. 100%. I agree with that.
100. But
But
I'm one of those guys that I don't think there's a best player of all time.
My thing,
I just think there's
best players are
errors or positions.
But my thing is, I don't think the Lakers are a playoff team without LeBron. So how does he not get MVP?
All right, let's also.
But without AD, I still think they're a playoff team.
The elephant in the room.
Maybe 7 or 8, but I think they're a playoff.
We put these playoffs in a normal situation. They're not in the finals.
LA,
the Lakers are not in the finals. We're talking about home court advantages.
I disagree.
Yes, thank you.
I think this actually worked in their favor.
That's
that's fair point.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we go back if they're not in the finals.
I think
I don't know.
there was a lot of changes.
I agree with that to an
in
extent.
the Denver series.
Yeah,
where
no,
being
facts.
home court
Would have been
Then Denver would have had a slight.
You're right. I agree with you on that. Don't let me fight it.
Because in the bubble, when AD shot that shot, there was no fans around that shot.
Yeah.
Wait, and that's not
There was
me
no pressure
knocking-
on him.
That's not me
He was just
knocking
taking
the
a jump
Lakers. A
shot.
chip is a chip, no matter what. I'm just saying that
It's
home
good.
field
I don't think
advantage.
there's no asterisk.
Yeah, home field advantage
No.
plays a huge
I don't
part.
think so. I don't think there's no asterisk behind this finals, regardless. Because at the end of the day, you spent all that time away from your family, all that this and that. You got to do this, you got to do that. At the end of the, all right, I get it. All you got to do is come to play every other day, but I feel like it's tougher. There's no traveling. There's none of that. You don't have to travel. That's no wear and tear on your body coming out the game, having to hop on a plane. Yeah, they do. I think it's a little. I think it's a little easier in the sense of no traveling or none of that. But I feel like when you being confined to one place for 3-4 months at a time, bro, that shit fucks up your mind more than anything.
We all went through it. Second month of the pandemic, I thought I was going crazy.
Exactly.
But
That's facts.
And they're doing the same thing.
But if you're in that bubble, you're so focused on basketball.
Yeah.
So I think
Everybody's cut different.
Fact.
which is a fact.
Because no disrespect, Paul George had that whole listen. If you had that mental breakdown, that's cool. But then we have people like Jimmy Butler. He was like, "Nah, fam, I came to hoop. Don't talk to me about that." You know what I'm saying?
He didn't even let none of his family.
Which
Like,
is
Or just like what's his name on Boston? His son was born during this whole, and he said, "Nah, I ain't going."
Hayward. Yeah.
Gordon Hayward,
Yeah, bro.
which is
his son was born in the middle of the playoffs. He said, "I'm staying here. I'll go deliver that baby."
Oh, he a different rep. He a different
Nah, he
rep.
got 4 kids. That's why. That's his 4th kid.
yeah,
He was
no.
like, "Fuck that nigga."
Send me a picture.
I'm trying
Send
to
me
get
a
shit.
picture. I'm good.
But I like this
Send me a
bubble. You know why?
picture.
Because it's all the true ball. Well, if you want to say the ballers that are dedicated to ball, come out and show out. Because look, Murray did his thing in the
Yeah,
playoffs,
crazy.
bro. Like, and
And
A lot of players did.
if he's traveling to Denver or LA, he's super inconsistent. But
which is
he shows the difference of him just staying in one spot.
yeah.
He's gonna. Well, we're gonna see more of it because next season is gonna start in the bubble.
Look,
Yeah.
and the Lakers win, you know the media is gonna run it with like, oh, they do not fully deserve it because, like you said,
bubble.
it was in the bubble. It was not like a full, yeah.
Nah.
They went through all the rounds.
Right.
You hear me? Like that's how the media is gonna run it. Like
Yeah.
they deserve it, but not fully
They
deserve
still
it.
shouldn't. Like, trust me,
Yeah.
I get it, but that little home court advantage does play a little role in this.
It does.
It does, bro. I don't think there's no asterisk, bro.
It's
not gonna be the answer, but like
it makes an impact.
they're gonna put it like they deserve it, but they did it. You understand? That's how the media is gonna run with it.
Yeah, I mean, if that, yeah,
That's how they're gonna run with it.
aspect shouldn't be.
But isn't everybody playing in that bubble? So then it should be equal. Then they can't run with that if everybody's playing in that bubble.
But that's how the media is
It's,
gonna
it's
put
different
it.
if
Not
they're the only
us.
ones.
The
playing.
media is different
The
from.
media's gonna put it like that.
No, yeah, no, that's fact, but it wouldn't make no sense.
It could have been like it could have been Portland against the freaking Nets, and they still say, "Oh, because of the bubble."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Such a disappointment. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, that's
Portland?
crazy.
Yeah, but
They dealt a lot with injuries though before the bubble. The whole
Before the bubble.
the pandemic actually helped them.
U.S. You think Lillard is ever gonna get a chip?
he's gonna have to leave for.
Yeah, he's too loyal. He's too loyal to get a chip.
But unless he's able to pull LeBron and try to bring people into Portland.
Portland don't got the money for it. That's the problem.
How about Giannis?
Who?
Giannis.
Giannis.
He going
That's
to the
another
Warriors. bro.
one who needs to leave.
He's going to the Warriors.
Milwaukee's a small market. Man.
It is.
Milwaukee,
I see
Portland,
him. I see
all
him. I would see him better in New York. I think it's a bigger market.
He could probably
a
attract
lot of
players.
endorsements.
Him attracting
And
players.
more attractive because he's the reigning MVP, and he has some
2 years.
Two times.
So, yeah, 2 times. So I can rope some people in.
Yeah, right.
And it's a bigger market. They have the money. And
You can
now
do
the
it.
problem is now you got to compete with AD.
Yeah.
Now you have to get over that hurdle. You know what I'm saying? So now who do you rope in?
You think when Giannis should go out west? Because LeBron's stepping out in like 2-3 years.
Golden State.
Nah, man. I think if you have to. I'm not a big fan of just jumping teams. And I was never part of jumping teams. I think the minute you have to build. You know,
Right.
like Larry, like say fucking Houston. You know, you think about Olajuwon. You know, he's still.
Worry about it.
All right, so after a brief hiatus,
My bad.
Lo has a very controversial question that he wants to bring up here.
Yeah.
He's
So
about to
US.
put me on the spot.
I'm about to ask you, man. Question: Paul Pierce. Where does he fit in your category? As in, you think he's a good player? Like, he's top 50 like legends.
Top 50, you said?
Does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
For
Oh,
sure.
for sure. He was rugged. He was a grinding player, man.
Well,
I mean,
Pierce
he was
was a
scrappy player.
beast, bro.
He was a beast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll see him in the top 50.
No. Do you want to?
I see him right out of the top 50. After that, go ahead.
You want to elaborate on that?
I'm not putting him in the top 50.
No, why not?
He got stabbed more
I'm
than
not putting him in the
rings.
top 50 players, legends, or whatever you want to categorize it. I don't think I ever said that he doesn't deserve the Hall of Fame. I think
Probably
he
did.
stop that. But I am one of the few that does not give Paul the praise that everybody else is giving.
What is that?
I feel like his entire career, except for probably 4 or 5 years, he was never the man in Boston.
Yeah, he was.
He was,
He was the man the whole time until they got KG and Real.
and before that, even though he was still considered the man, if Antoine never left or got hurt, he would not be the man in Boston. Antoine Walker was.
I still think he's a little better than Cybertron. But
regardless,
I get what you're
now
saying.
But that's another player that had to stay in the Celtic uniform to succeed. You know what I'm saying? They had to bring the right pieces in. Like they brought in, what's his name?
KG.
KG and Ray Allen. Yeah.
They had to, he never jumped ship.
From a favorite from the GM, because they was buddies in college.
Who? Danny Ainge and
Those buddies in college.
oh
It was
yeah,
basically a favor. A bet. It was a bet.
Who was it?
Yeah,
Philip Saunders at the time.
What?
yeah, for Minnesota,
Wait,
it was flip. It was flip.
Yeah, because it basically like a bet.
Rest in peace,
Rest in peace,
Philip Saunders.
Yeah, rest in peace to flip.
and we make it like you owe me that favor. Like that's what it was. That's what it came about.
He was clutch though.
Well, let me ask you a better question. Because he's
No. Talk that shit.
no. He's
Talk
putting
that
you on the
shit,
spot.
bro.
He's putting you on the spot. If I tell you to name 10 to 15 best small forwards of all time, is Paul Pierce in there for you?
Fuck it,
For
nigga.
you?
10? Yes.
I would put it this way, right?
You're tripping now.
I'm asking him. I was just asking a
No,
question.
I'm the answer for it. You're tripping.
I'm
He's a-
asking a question.
Just say 10. Just say 10. Not 10 to 15. 10.
I would or wouldn't. I'm asking him.
Just say 10. Don't say 10 to 15, bro. That's crazy. That's disrespectful, nigga.
Y'all ain't saying
You say
nothing.
your name.
Hell, niggas, he might be right out of the top 5, bro.
But here's the reason why I put him up there, right? Because he has heart. You know what I'm saying?
Paul Pierce, he was a baller, bro.
And
He got stabbed and he stood in
think
the
about
city.
it, yesterday, right? But yesterday when they had the game, right? These motherfuckers basically quit. Back in the 90s, nobody was
Never.
quitting.
Yeah.
They was pushing. When's the last time you seen full court press? Period.
2018 Golden
Kyle,
State kind of made
my day.
LeBron had 3 turnovers in the first half.
But they were down 10 at one point. They
I got
didn't even bother going full court press. Why? Because they gave up already. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like when we were playing, I don't give a fuck if it's the Mexican league, whatever it is, at any level, right? Collegiate level, I don't give a shit. You
You
never
play to win the game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Never.
Yo, you try your fucking.
That's why I got a starting spot after 3 years.
Shit, and until you can't
5.
finish no more, then that's it.
That's a fact.
That's it. But these motherfuckers they get complacent. So then
That's the
they
problem.
get paid. They don't want to get injured. But at the end of the fucking day, the fans like.
I'd rather make 20 million and win.
Go fucking play your heart out. That's the whole purpose.
Yeah.
Wait. We're gonna jump back into this because you just said about the whole getting paid. You watch football?
Yeah.
Is Patrick Mahomes still gonna be the same best player after getting paid?
Fuck it, nigga.
I'm asking you.
Nigga. Oh, that's what my man's like that, son.
You
trying to kick me out, right?
Like,
That's my name.
they were like, say it, nigga, say it.
Insane.
They're asking.
Let him disrespect us like this.
Scratch that. I'm gonna put Scott on the spot. All right, we had a discussion actually downstairs. Shooting guards. Klay Thomas is a top 5 shooting guard. Thompson. Klay Thompson. What did I say before? Thomas. Klay Thompson is a top 5 shooting guard in the league.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Well, what'd you say? What'd you say?
I didn't say he was top 3. I asked the wrong question. I didn't say he was top 3. I said I could name 3 or 4. That's what I said.
3 or 4.
I could name 3 or 4 shooting guards better than him.
Well, right now, who do you have? Like,
I think back then I
Yourself, and yourself.
No. James Harden.
I think I had because James was still SG at that time.
Exactly. That's how, at that time. No, but that was probably like 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half.
None of us had James Harden there because we knew he was the PG.
Basically,
I put Beal, McCollum, and what's this guy?
Devin Booker.
In front of Klay.
Devin Booker, I think if you put him in the right system with the right team, he's going to be a beast.
Yes.
Like I said, I think Clay's a better all-around player than Booker. But offensively, there's not 10 people in the league better than Booker. But all around, I think Clay's better.
He's clutch.
Clay is that dude, man. My man scored 61 with 11
All I'm
dribbles.
saying is I can't name 3 people better than the U.S. I seen and played this guy in the Mexican League, and I'm like, bro.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Since you brought that up earlier.
I got a question. Like, we ain't out with 30s, said Bray.
I'm almost there.
Yeah, but we are 80 babies.
Yeah, but you in your 40s, aren't you?
64, no one's counting.
Yes, I play with Michael Jordan, all them niggas. Oh, yeah, cool.
Is it true?
We like a bunch of 80 babies. Out of all the players that you watch in NBA that did not win a ring, which are, this is a question for US, not for the podcast.
Scott.
US.
Shut your mouth, bitch.
US. Out of all the players that you watch that were great
You're bugging.
and didn't win the ring, pick the 5 players that deserve a ring.
Everybody with Patrick Ewing.
Low, Scott, U.S.
Can US speak, please? Respect our guests.
Patrick Ewing.
I'll smack the dog shit out of you.
Honestly, I would love to see Chuck get a ring.
Who? Fact. Charles Barkley. That's a whole fact.
Who can't speak on TNT?
I mean, he can't talk worth the damn, but that boy was a hoop.
You're the Charles Barkley of the podcaster.
Wow. Yo.
I'm out.
No, let that play.
Let that in. Yeah, we're going to keep that in.
We're going to return from this quick commercial break.
My fault. I actually went deep. It was 2 seconds left on the
Needed to kill him.
Pulled up from 60.
I'm sorry that needed to kill him.
Damn. I'm back number 1.
Don't put mine to an idiot. So, like Kirky was saying,
Who else?
Charles Barkley, he got 4 more.
Charles Barkley.
Reggie Miller.
Can you let him speak?
Reggie Miller.
No, Reggie Miller's another one. I think.
Pacers Nation, baby.
Okay, we heard you.
I think. What's his name from?
He knows
Patrick
mother.
Ewing is another one for the.
Fuck Patrick Ewing. Fuck the Knicks.
Patrick Ewing and John Stark. You know what I'm saying? That was another
John
one.
Starks?
John Starks. Yeah, he was rugged.
Everybody who played for the Knicks, bro.
Who else was in that era? Clyde Drexler.
Nah, he won. He won it though.
He won.
He won with Houston.
But it's different though.
He was old as
He
shit.
was, he was like a Carmelo.
If he was with Portland, he deserved one in Portland.
Yeah, one in Portland. Period. It's like I never gave LeBron his props until he actually came back.
Wait, you said John Starks?
John Starks, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I fucks with John Starks. He was rugged as shit.
Penny Hardaway.
And then
John Stockton.
Nah, I think
Honorable mention?
you know who grandmama.
Larry Johnson.
Larry Johnson. The Knicks, baby. Nah, that was Grandmama from Houston. I mean, from the Hornets. My bad.
Yeah, the Hornets, Charlotte Hornets.
Fuck the
He
Knicks.
basically gave the last 4-point play ever in basketball history.
Oh, did you?
Huh?
Nigga, you must not watch Jamal Crawford highlights. What? Jamal Crawford got 4-point plays with like 6 different teams.
Larry Johnson?
Yeah.
In the playoffs, brother.
Oh, shit.
In the playoffs?
Yeah, the last one, yeah.
You must not have watched the playoffs for the last 10 years.
But if you think about who should have gotten one, I think Reggie Miller.
Yes.
I agree with you, my brother.
I agree with you on that one.
I feel like Reggie Miller and the Pacers deserve a fucking championship, you son of a bitches. That's my team. That's how I say that.
Yeah, you I think?
I'm the biggest Pacers fan ever.
Emphasis on biggest.
But
All right, you little bitch. What
You
anything
gotta
else?
take the drink away.
The door.
My fault, I'm out.
What's up, you know? Nigga, nothing, no Knicks questions, bro. You're trash.
Oh, ESPN still going?
No Knicks questions, bro.
Chill. You know,
My bad, bro.
you're salty, bro. It is what it is.
But yeah,
Let's talk about how you were basically busting our ass.
Whoa.
So is he Chuck? You ain't saying never busted my ass. So is he Barkley or not?
Pause.
My fault.
My man, Eva Barkley. So, you know.
If there was anything that deserves a pause, that was it. That was
Talk about how you was busting our ass.
No, you want to talk about the championship game that he beat us?
Yeah.
All right, no. Oh, ESPN still going?
Take the floor. Take the floor.
Now, let's talk about what happened after that.
Nah, no, we don't.
You guys don't ever know this story.
No, you don't.
So, hold on. We gonna fill you in. So,
Got this.
before the game, we bought like $200 worth of liquor. We're like, we're either gonna celebrate or we're gonna drown in our sorrows.
no, hold on. But you gotta start from the beginning though.
Wait,
As
when was
in,
this?
No, this is
2013, nigga.
Okay.
Dude, we're in the Mexican League. You know, we've been playing for
Bruh.
years. We had the Golden State Warriors. Like,
Yeah,
we were
facts.
like legit, as in like,
They were the team to beat.
yeah, we were the team to beat.
We chose to have our worst game in the championship.
Yeah, we were literally choked.
2018
No, that's a whole
Warriors.
fact.
Choked,
2018 Warriors.
bro. We choked.
2016
We went
Warriors.
undefeated the whole year.
2020 Clippers.
Yo, but you gotta realize, I only had at that point I had me and Ant and
June.
June, but June was in and out.
Yeah,
The only veterans on the team was me and Ant. Legit,
bro.
bro. The whole season, we're
Hold
like
up.
we're
Let me
like
tell you how.
teams.
At one point, we beat a team with 4 players.
Yes,
We beat a team with 4 players that
I
season.
promise you. Yeah, on God, we
had 4 players.
yeah we play we beat
You guys beat us. Like you put
Twice during the regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we didn't have Pete at that.
Yeah.
These guys were talking.
At one point, we beat them by like 30
yeah.
in the regular season. The whole game.
That one, and then the second one was a close one.
Yeah. When we pulled it out there.
When you pulled Pete back because
Pete came the second game.
He had
Pause.
like
the house arrest.
Nah, he had like the little flags and shit, like the Superman flags.
Yeah, you was talking shit about it. Yeah, he had the Superman flag socks, nigga.
Yeah, Howard.
Wow. Yeah, Dwight Howard
The White
socks.
Hours, and these guys were pounding them and shit.
So we're undefeated. We're the team to beat, like literally in the whole
Nigga, like the closest game all season was them. The second game, we beat them by like 5, if that. And maybe 3, 2. Like, we beat them by less than 5.
But mind you, they were
But
the
we
second.
beat them niggas in the championship.
They were the second team to beat because off of talent wise, it was him.
Right, you couldn't question
They had
Vic.
Vic,
Vic,
Pete,
yeah.
Joey. They had
Look,
Joey.
Yeah.
Ralph.
Look, just
They had
you,
it, so
Pete,
they had it.
Joey, and Vic.
And
Vic.
But we never had a full team all the time, though.
Just off of him and
Yeah,
Vic
that's a
alone,
fact.
Yeah.
like they were the best 1-2 combo in that league, other than like us. But it was just them two, so they were like they never had like a complete team until the finals, bro. Literally. So we're doing undefeated.
We're
Championship time. We're ready. Like literally, we celebrated our win.
Yeah.
That's what fucked us up.
Yo, we bought bottles before the game. Like, yo, we about to get lit. But in the back of our mind, it's like, oh, if we lose, we're gonna drown in our sorrows. But we didn't think we was gonna lose. Nigga, we went in that game expecting to blow them out.
Y'all got too cocky.
Nigga, yo, super cocky, bro.
Because we had to go through Sutras, and that was the team. They were rugged and shit. They were tough, and then I had to go through Delaware.
Yep.
Because you guys were
We
expecting.
had the easy road. We had the easy road to the championship.
And then I was like, then we blew them the fuck out. The other one was like,
Yeah.
the best team.
Yep.
And we
Yeah.
blew them
They
the
only
fuck out.
nigga they lost 2 games to us.
It
The
was-
only 2 losses were to us.
We were up 30 in the first half.
Yeah.
You know,
They
it was
smacked
crazy.
them.
I remember the whole shit.
I'm 30.
Like it was yesterday.
Bro, they smacked like they worked their way to the championship. We just
They
coasted,
just
bro.
cruised through it. They were blowing
Like-
the fuck out.
Nigga, so we walked into that game like, oh, we got another chip. We blew them niggas out 1 game. The second game was close. We was missing maybe a player, but we're like, nigga, we got this.
Listen, we had the jerseys were red.
Yo,
We had like
yo,
a
we
whole
fucking shit.
We had layup lines. Like we doing like
We was literally celebrating our win, bro.
Jelly in it,
Yo,
for life.
I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. We're in the layup line. We hand him the money. He's like, yo, go buy us these bottles. After this game, we're celebrating. Yo, dead ass. We handed him the money. It was like, yo, go buy these bottles.
I asked him, yo,
should we
get
get champagne,
champagne?
nigga?
Yeah, get champagne. I said, bro, I get the champagne then.
Bro, these niggas came in end of the first half. I think they were up at the end of the half, and I'm like, uh-oh. I'm trying to get my players into the game, man. We're still talking about celebrating, nigga. Yo, that ass at halftime, I think we were down maybe 7. And I'm still trying to talk to these dudes like, yo, we better get it together. But niggas think they can just flip the switch at any time, bro. Like, yo, don't worry about it. Nigga, second half, we got the game close. Probably like 3 minutes left. They were maybe up 1. We might have been up 1. So he hits a 3. He looks at me like, motherfucker, I'm nice. I was like, and then
Right. You can tell he watched the Kobe shit.
yo, facts.
Because he had that, you know,
This nigga
you know how Kobe has that shit like that, where you punch his fist up and he makes that grin face. He was like, yeah, I'm nice.
fucking nice, nigga. I was like, yo,
MJ.
nigga, that shit was so funny. Like, he looked at, yo, he looked at us. He looked at me in my soul, nigga. It was like, yo, I'm fucking nice. I was.
Now, you know why though? Because I was trying to go for the MVP, and it's nicer than we go with her. Right?
Yeah.
I never got there. Never. All the years like we played with Pelon and them, it's like I always scored X amount of points. It's like I fucking whatever. So long as we get a championship. But that game there, I was like, cause he
Turned up. Yo, I was talking crazy, nigga. Especially when we came back, nigga. I was like, fuck y'all, niggas.
But let me break it down.
I was talking
He's
crazy.
the coach. He didn't even play 1 minute the whole season.
No, that's so Scott. I was coaching, nigga. Yeah, Scott. Fuck it.
Scott's not
Yo, shit. Somebody that played.
Talk to me, son.
Listen, man. I thought my players was with me.
That was my first assistant coach job.
I thought my players was with me.
Nigga, to be,
No, I'm saying, did you play?
yeah,
All right, so this nigga didn't even play.
Nigga, I thought my players was with me. Bro, I don't want to hear that. I'm going to tell you one thing. I won a championship with, nigga, way less talent than that.
Just low.
you guys were loaded. Though.
Nigga, yo, and that team, hell yeah. Nigga, I won a championship with way less talent than that. And it was a language barrier because I understand Spanish, but I don't speak it. So I understand it, I don't speak it.
So you feel
And nigga, that whole team only spoke Spanish except for him. Yo, and I won a championship with them motherfuckers. So with this team, I'm like,
Yeah, I won a chip with his dad.
back in the day, yeah, right?
I won a chip with his dad, and his dad.
my dad used to play.
That dude he had the hands too?
He played college ball.
No, I didn't do that.
His dad played college ball.
In Mexico, yeah, he has
Oh,
trophies.
in
In Mexico,
I think I
yeah.
seen that.
He has trophies. He has trophies bigger than my son. Like he's
That's crazy.
yes.
Oh,
Back
yeah,
in
dude,
Mexico,
shit,
though. Yeah, that's how we win.
That's where you get the hands from?
NTU.
Alright.
Ice.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I don't know.
nigga don't know him, but
Who's Ice?
we know him. They don't know. Nigga, Ice was different.
Yeah, you know him.
I might know him by face. I don't think I know him by
You met
name.
him.
Ice. He was one of the best point guards in the city at one time, bro.
As a matter of fact, we used to play. It was him, the boy Ice. We had Pete.
You met him.
We had Vic. We at one point, I think we won 2 chips actually. Before we won 2 chips. Yeah,
So
man.
at that time,
people
they
hated
the
him.
Warriors before the Warriors. They had him, Vic,
Diablo.
Ice, nigga, June, Ant,
Yeah,
bro.
we had that.
Yeah.
That was a bad game.
Yeah,
Y'all were the old 2 Lakers.
yeah. Yo, nigga.
Nigga, that was the finals guaranteed, bro.
Holy sh! It was at one point. It was literally people were fighting. We had our 2 shooting guard, well, a point guard and our shooting guard fighting, and our big man, Pete and June. Him and Ice were competing for like shot for shot. June and
was
fucking
taking
Pete were
turns.
competing for a rebound. Like
That's a fact.
I'm fucking Pete.
Hold on, my man had to play in a decade against Pete though.
Nah,
he played in the Spanish.
That was my second best play. My first best play.
He made Pete fall.
You made Pete fall?
He made it fall, nigga.
Yo, all right, but this is the thing. Let me tell you.
Slowest crossover ever.
So I'm considered the slowest, fastest crossover in running because you see it so slow, but the moment I cross over, it's like. So the way I'm like doing it is like, damn, this kid's mad slow. But the moment you reach, it's like, okay, boom, got him. I'm on the baseline. I know what's going on. Yeah, so Pete. All right, but this is the thing. He came in, bro. He came in. He tried to swipe it. I crossed it to the right, but at the same time, I launched like around him. I didn't see him fall. All I hear is everybody in the stands like, oh! And I didn't even score. I think I dished it to.
Give it to me.
Was it to you?
Did his glasses fall off?
He gave it to me. That nigga playing half the game blind, bro.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man, hold on. Just get back to this. Yo, we were undefeated all year, and they beat our ass in the championship, bro. Nah, I'm gonna tell you the two one-liners, bro.
Respect.
Him looked at me. I think we were up 1. He hit the 3. He was like, "Motherfucker, I'm nice." I was like, "All right, cool."
You got it.
Man, the next play down, Vic hit a 3, and Vic looked at me and said, "Y'all pissed me off." I was like, "All right, it's over." I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna sit my ass on this bench real quick."
Yeah,
It's
and
over,
when
bro.
Vic's mad, God bless him.
Bro, Vic said, "Y'all pissed me off."
Yeah, no, God bless you.
And I think what the turning point too was when you were talking about shit. He was like, that nigga's trash.
Yo, I was talking. Yo, it was US. Yeah. Yo, I think US was off that game. And nigga, it's just that shot he hit that make him go up. He looked at me and said, "Fuck you, I'm nice." I was like,
Yo, I'm
"Silence, nigga. I can't say nothing, nigga."
I'm in the silence, right? I see yours get the ball, top of the key. He hits that 3,
bro.
He hits that 3. I was like, I didn't want to say nothing. I said, yo, it's over.
He looked at
I
me
said,
and
yo,
said, "I'm nice."
like, he looked at us like, yeah, we got this, we won. I was like,
Nah, and then, yo, he looked me in my eye. Because, yo, the whole game, he was off. I'm talking shit. US trash. Fucking, but, you know, that's my man, so I'm talking shit. US, you trash, bro. He looking at me like, all right. Yo, you didn't say nothing. The whole time I'm talking shit. US, you trash, bro. Nigga hits that shit. He said, "Nigga, I'm nice." I
How many
said,
games you actually played, man?
I ain't played till like 3-4 years after that.
And it was a short season.
Facts, nigga. Like,
yo, I got so mad.
at that time, I was just coaching.
Yo, I got so mad. Yo, I'm next.
The year before we won the championship. We won the championship the year before. I coached the championship.
Yo, I was so mad, right? You remember in the movie with Tupac and Marlon Wayans and
Nigga, above the rim.
Huh?
Nah, Juice, nigga, Juice.
No, above the rim.
Above the rim, yeah.
That's how I felt. Yo, I was gonna grab like your stuff and give me the gun, and I was gonna go to the court and shoot your ass. Yo, we were undefeated, bro. We was undefeated.
He looked me in my eyes and said, "Motherfucker, I'm nice." I said,
We were pissed as hell, but let me. I'm gonna say the rest of the
"But
story.
what happened after that?"
Because it's my
Oh,
perspective.
I forgot. You died.
Yeah, man. That's why I died.
He died that night.
Technically.
So
we go back. We go back to his house.
happened.
Yeah, no,
He
really.
died.
We go back to his house. You know, we're like, I fuck it.
We
already
bought
got the
$200 worth of liquor.
We're gonna drink it off, right? So we're there, we're partying, blah blah blah. We're there, this, that, and the third. Some kid comes in. He has a Henny bottle, same size and everything, but it has like the special label. It says Henny Special Edition, whatever, and it's like all colorful and whatnot. And he comes in, and I don't know why. I'm like, yo, bet I won't chug this whole bottle. The bottle's unopened, right? And I'm like, bet I won't chug this whole bottle. He's like, you're not gonna do it. Second time, I'm like, yo, bro, I promise you, I'll chug this whole bottle. He's like, you're not gonna do it. So the third time, I was be like, nah, you're right, I'm not gonna do it. But before I got to that point, I guess the whole party heard me and was like, chug, chug, chug. Except,
Nigga, usually I'm the bad influence in every situation.
usually Scott's like,
But I was like, nigga, don't do it.
You know the bottle right there? Neff, don't do it. Yo, by the way, I've never opened a Henny bottle so quick in my life and took it all to the head.
US,
Right?
That amount he took, he chugged.
No, it was the whole bottle. It was unopened.
No, there's probably like a couple shots out of it.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But bro,
Yeah,
And we told him, I said, Ray, do not do that shit.
So I chugged the whole thing. No, it was definitely more than that. I chugged the whole
more
thing.
than that.
So,
Sure.
mind you, this is probably my first time I ever done something that in my life. I'm like new to the whole drinking thing. I wasn't 21 yet.
I was about to say, you weren't.
I was like 18, 19, right?
Yep.
So in my mind,
He was 21, ladies and gentlemen.
no, I just turned 21, guys.
21.
Yo,
Response.
She turned 21 that night.
So everybody's like, you good? And I'm like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo, no, I'm good. Right? 5 minutes go by, and I'm like, damn, I'm good. I think I could do this. The worst mistake I made was take a seat. I took a seat, and I said,
once you let your body relax, it's a wrap.
Yo,
I slid to the left, and I'm like, what the is going? Lo passed by. If people were passing me by, his sister gave me a glass of water. I'm chugging the water. Lo passes by, and I like tugged him on the shirt. I'm like, Lo, take me home. Yo, I'm in the back seat. I sit in the back seat. Someone came with us because I don't think it was just me and Lo.
It wasn't me.
So maybe it was just me and Lo.
I think it was me and A Book.
Hey, Adrian.
Yo, they take me home. They're in the front. I'm in the back seat. Lo goes, Neff, you good? And you know how like you have the window, and I'm on the window like,
Yeah, this man got
yeah, man, I'm good.
Yo, facts, bro. Rookie.
Went home. I have two. Well, my parents, because I don't live there anymore. My parents had 2 bathrooms. I threw up in both bathrooms. I'm Dominican. My mom doesn't play them games. So while I'm drunk, I'm cleaning the bathroom. Because mom don't play them games, right?
She Dominican.
Yo, fact. Mind you, it's like 2 a.m. at this time. I go home. My brother is up playing Call of Duty. He still remembers this, and I'm wearing I wear contacts, and I get in bed still half drunk, and I'm like,
that nigga take his.
yo, I was like, bro. He goes like, what's good? I'm like, yo, I don't know what you're gonna do, but you need to take my contacts off. Yo, he's like, you're bugging, dude. Go to sleep. I went to sleep with them on, but whatever. I still got in trouble. My mom was like, yo, why does it smell like throw up? And I'm like, well,
I threw up.
yeah, that's what happened. But I still chugged a Henny. I think, bro, a Henny bottle and half a Henny bottle.
This is y'all fault. Y'all caused all this.
Yep.
Aunt's brother, Aunt's younger brother, he brought his 2 friends. And mind you, all this shit happened in my house.
Damn, this was the same night that he.
Yeah. All this happened at my house.
Yo, what was up with that day?
Aunt's younger brother's friends was disrespectful.
Wow.
Nigga was talking crazy to my mother and father. Nigga, mind you, they let us rock. Like, y'all do your thing, bro. Like, y'all do y'all. Fuck it. I'm gonna drink with y'all. But the young boys was disrespectful. Disrespecting my dad, nigga. So, and my sister said something. He disrespected my dad, and my sister said something. Young boy swung at my sister. He ain't hit her. He swung. Boy, I lost my mind. When I tell you, I seen red. Yo, this y'all fault. I'm like, yo, if you would have let us win, this would never happen. But y'all won. So, yo, bro, when I tell you, I never seen so much blood in my life.
He snuffed you and you.
Boy, this shit was crazy.
Bro,
Nigga, blood on the window of his car. Yes. It's y'all fault. Y'all won. If it wasn't y'all, we
Lola before all the shit started, right?
Because he had to work the
He had to work, right?
So after he dropped him off, he went home.
Yo, I'm there playing music, right? My back is facing them. We're in the backyard. So I'm playing music, you're scratching everything. Next you know, I hear the commotion. I look over my right shoulder. I see Scott swinging. Right away, I pull my computer, my equipment, right away. Next you know, I see the fence. Bend the fuck
I
over.
broke my whole fence in my backyard.
Broke the fence. Next you know, Scott basically charging like a motherfucking train towards me, but like towards the door. Because the boy basically booked it out. His mom screamed out,
I got drunk.
"Do not let Scout out of the house." It's so bad. A Boogie went through the side door. I ran through the front door to hold him back, bro.
You know it's crazy. You know Eric say hi. Nigga, he was there. They came to my house after that. Yo, him, his 3 or 4 boys. Yo, it took like 7 people to hold me back. I broke my fence down. I ran because I had 2 doors. I had my side door and my front door. I ran to my side door. They had 3 people holding it. I couldn't open it. My front door, they had 3 people holding it.
I was holding that shit. So Scott, you're not getting up.
Like, yo, they would not let me go. They would not let me go. Yo, I'm like, I already broke my whole fence down. Like, shit was gone, destroyed. Nigga.
The next day, my family come from New York to visit. So, like, it's me and my cousin, like, going to Sam's Club. And my cousin says, yo, why is blood in the shotgun window? I'm like, what the fuck you talking about?
Oh.
I look over. The whole window is covered in blood. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why is all blood? Then I thought, yo, Scott, do you know there's freaking blood in the side of my car window? He said, remember what happened last night? I'm like,
that's because the boy that started it all, when he was trying, he escaped everything. So right when he was about to run out the gate of my house, I hit him with a 2-piece. Nigga, I literally knocked him out the fence of my house. Nigga, I hit him, boop, boop. He dropped out the fence of my house. So, nigga, I guess he ran next to his car. All the blood was dripping on his car door. Nigga, he hit me up like, yo, what the fuck happened?
All of that for a fucking game.
All that because of y'all, man. It's your fault.
Man.
Because
all that shit happened because of booze.
Good times.
But I seen the dude get
You should have never looked at me and said, nigga, I'm nice.
That's a fact.
It's your fault. It's your fault, US. You started
No,
all
my
that.
fault.
You started everything.
No, because I'm seeing this thing blinking over here. But US, you got any last things to say, man? Anything? Any inspirations or anything you want to just end it off with?
Advice.
Gems.
No, man, it's just overall. I think if and anybody that's coming up or just trying to do things, to better themselves, I think overall you're gonna get a lot on their says, including people from your family that are gonna have a lot of negativity and not believe in what you're trying to do. You gotta always step out of the box and go against the grain. Right? If I've never been a linear person, meaning like this. You always gotta go take the risk, but take what I call a calculated risk.
Mm-hmm.
Going into knowing that you're going to do a lot of things that might fail you, that you might fail at, but you're going to learn out of it, right? And if you don't get better from it, then you're doing something wrong, right? But if you do fail and learn and come back and do it again and learn, that's what it's all about. And I had that. I'll tell you that from experience. Because I even had family that like, yo, you're thinking too big. You gotta come back down to earth. And my mind's not there.
No,
I'm up here.
that's the wrong thing.
So I always did. There was a thing about Jay-Z, right? That he said, infiltrated the corporate,
Yeah,
You remember that?
his bar.
Yeah, upgrade you or whatever.
Mhm.
He said, I infiltrated the corporate dudes. They call shots. I call audibles. When I got into that corporate ladder, mind you, there's very little, there's not a lot of people like me. So when I came in there, I started disrupting shit. Because we're from the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
he asked me, yo, you want to come in a suit or whatever? I was like, nah, man, I'm just going to show up
I'm
like
gonna
this.
yep, there's
I thought you was gonna come in a 3-piece suit, brother.
Nah, I'm good.
I thought you was
I would
gonna come.
outshine
Came
you.
out of church.
I said, hell, you ain't gonna shine me.
always leave, right? But this is the natural thing. But when you take that swagger, you're more slick, you're more polished, you're more
Right.
defined, and you take it into corporate America. It's like they don't understand that shit. They feel weird because they never been there, right? You got like this Ivy League motherfucker.
Right.
That's why Jay-Z
I love that
is
shit,
successful
though.
too, right? Because he came in, he disrupted the whole game, and I feel that way because I feel like I disrupted the shit. That now I have these motherfuckers say like, yo, he's different. But I also experienced, a lot of people up here say, yo, he can't, he's fucking up our flow.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why I left GE too, because I felt like I couldn't get higher anymore because I felt like the top tiers were kind of like not comfortable.
They were looking at you a different way.
And so when you start disrupting shit, but you're doing it in a legitimate way, you're doing something good.
And it's showing progress.
Yeah, you're showing progress. It's all about growth. And at the end of the day, it's like, yo, just go out against the grain, fuck it. As long as you do it right and just be consistent. I think if you build consistency and you have a cadence for your life and everything you do, man, it's like just do it. There's gonna be times where you're gonna fail. Times are gonna be really, really fucking difficult. You just gotta go.
100.
Well, I'm gonna close this out, but I do want to say real quick. I'm gonna speak to myself, but I'm pretty sure all the guys are talking. With the story that you said today, especially this last thing you just said right now, it touched me in a way. I'm talking about like I sat here probably the first 30 minutes listening to you, and I think I motivated myself, and to a point where if we go back to when Kobe died, if you guys remember, for the first 3 weeks after that, everybody was on some motivation trip. Honestly, you touched me higher than that with your, and I do. Excuse me. We appreciate your presence here. We appreciate the visit, your words, your wisdom, and everything. I also want to say congratulations to the 5 families that won today.
Yes.
Like my, I guess coworkers. I can't think of the word right now. Like they said, we're doing this for y'all. We're doing this from the kindness of our heart. It's not an ego trip. It's not nothing. We want to give back what you guys give us. As long as you guys show us love, we're gonna show you love. But again, US, thank you. Thank you so much for your presence.
Thanks, bro.
And y'all already know, man. Like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Wow. Yeah. Hennessy.